I'm going to call one of our own. He's already introduced himself, Mr. Kyei Amoako, to give us a bit of a talk on his book, Life in Progress, Winning Where It Matters. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for a fine gentleman who's doing great stuff. Thank you.
Thank you. My pleasure. I think by now you've figured out that I'm not the MC nor the DJ. I'm here for a different purpose. But thank you, Senior Dako, for a good job. And thank you all for being here. I applaud the leaders for putting this together. You can go ahead and keep eating, and I will keep talking. But for those of you who've been here for a little while, you heard me speak, and I've talked to you about what I'm doing here. To my left, which is to your right, I have some art I created to reflect the different pages, different chapters of a book that I released in May. And the books are here and they're available, and by courtesy, the kind courtesy of our senior and our friend Eric Yaboy, everybody is leaving with a copy. So make sure you come by, check out the book. Now, the fact that Senior Yaboy is buying one for you should not stop you from buying an extra copy to give to somebody.
That's right.
Are you with me? Yeah. All right, all right. So I definitely want to encourage you when you get up and start dancing, walk around, and enjoy some art if you've not already. And I went to PRESEC. I was in PRESEC for 2 years, but I lived in PRESEC for an extra year. And I talk about my life in PRESEC, and I talk about a lot of things. The reason I wrote this book, somebody asked me, why did you write this book? And I say, we all have stories that we don't pay enough attention to. And if we did pay enough attention to, we'll realize how monumental our stories are. And if we take the trouble to document them, they will serve the generations that we are a part of, and they will serve generations beyond us. A lot of us are in this room because we are somehow connected to PRESEC. And that connection, we would all say, that has made our lives better. So that's the foundation for me. And over the years, I've made decisions, I've made mistakes, I've learned lessons, and I've come to learn certain things in life. And so I thought these are things that are worth passing on. The book's title is Life in Progress because it is a work in progress. We're never done. We're never done learning. We're never done figuring it all out. But as we're doing all of this, we realize that years ago when we sang these songs, we didn't really realize what we were saying. But we're getting ready for today, and today is here. So this is my part in connecting the past to the future and rocking us into the future as far as I can think of. So this book, for some of you, will help you relive some of the experiences. I met Doreen, we were in school at the same time, and I'm telling her that as she reads it, some of these things will come alive for her. For some of you who are not at PRESEC, it will still do that for you because I talk about growing up in a small town in Accra called Alajo. And I talk about some of the things that I go through to set it up. Because for some of our children here in America, they have no idea what it is like growing up in Ghana. Because my brother's 10-year-old saw a picture in the book and asked my brother, did you guys have a TV growing up? And my brother smiled, right? Now, that is something he didn't think his son didn't know. But then somehow, there are stories that we grew up with that our children might never know if we don't tell them. So I do some of that in telling some of these stories. So it is my story, but it is everyone's story here. That is just a third of the book. But the rest of the book, I'm trying to prompt us to think about our thinking. I'm trying to prompt us to think about the things that matter in life. And so hopefully, going through this journey, you would have questions. You wouldn't agree with everything that I say in the book. I think so. But at least you understand the thinking behind it. And it might spark a series of questions in your head that in a year, when we meet again and we talk, we might have some other ideas to share. And that might even propel you to go out there and have a conversation with somebody else, and maybe that will be an opportunity for you to change your lives. Thank you very much. I'm going to be here. I'll sign your book. I'm happy to have conversations with you. But in case you leave without a book, and you want to connect with me, my name is Kyei Amoako. I'm on LinkedIn. You can find me on, you just Google me. Just type Kyei Amoako in on Google and you'll find me. And you can also find a copy of the book at lifeinprogressbook.com. It's also on Amazon, but I'll rather you buy it from my website because Amazon takes a big piece of my check, and I don't like that. But thank you very much for your audience. Thanks for being here. Thanks for supporting PRESEC, and thanks for supporting my work.
Ladies and gentlemen, another round of applause for my good friend I just met, Kyei Amoako.